YouTube. So today's video I'm going to be talking about um reasons why I don't like making friends and reasons why I've learned to just work on being independent before I have friends. So a story time um back when I was in middle school, I would say 6th grade, I've had this one friend, and this one friend, we're going to call her Emily. When I was in 6th grade, Emily approached me because obviously at the time, like, I was a very shy person and didn't really make friends that well. So she, however, decided that she wanted to make friends with me, and we kick it off. Um, and throughout the whole semester or the whole school year of 6th grade, I've been friends with Emily pretty much the whole time, like the whole time. And one of the things that I've noticed when I was friends with her was, as someone who is shy, when you are shy and you don't really make, like, you're not really good at making friends, one of the things that was very difficult was that you kind of get attached to somebody. This is like if you were in a relation, like a toxic relationship, like you you probably been with this person 6 years, like about 6 years, and as much as you know this relationship is not for you and it's not doing well for you, you're so attached to this person that it's like you may not ever find this type of longevity in a relationship ever again. So it was like that. So for her, because I was shy and I didn't make friends like that, and one of the things I've noticed was that she'll make friends with other people, and she would be very distant towards me, like very distant, very mean to put towards me. And of course, at the time, I couldn't just go and make another friend or anything, because at the time I was not I was shy, like did not make good friends. And I remembered when I went to 7th grade that during 7th grade we had, and mind you, in 6th grade we had all classes together, like we had all these classes together, so we were literally with each other all the time. And then we went to 7th grade, we had no classes together. The only time we have had some type of time together was when we had lunch. We had like similar lunches. What I've noticed is I was probably this girl's first black friend, like first black friend. I've already said this before. I've said this a lot of times in the past. Was like, you don't want to be someone's first black friend or someone, because I feel like when you are like somebody's first black friend, they treat you like you don't exist. Like they treat you like you are not like them. Because this girl had all Spanish friends, and you know how awkward it'd be when like you're the only one that doesn't know how to speak Spanish. Like it'd be very awkward. Like it'd be awkward, and you just feel I feel like I couldn't relate to her in such ways. I almost felt left out. And when I was in middle school, I always like, I wouldn't call people friends. Like I wouldn't call these people my friends. I would just call these people like acquaintances, like people I just talked to. Like I wouldn't call these people a friend, because I feel like just because I'm talking to you in school don't mean that you're my friend. And that has been like that since majority of middle school. And because of that story, so from that story time, I'm basically trying to say why I don't make friends like that anymore. Was that some people just take advantage of those like quiet people, like people who just to themselves, people who just want to be by themselves, just chilling. They just take advantage of these people. And when you're like a shy person, people treat you different. Like I've noticed when I was in middle school, people used to really treat me like I was a child, like I was like lesser or beneath them. Like they think that I was dumb or something. Like they treat you like you're not as smart. And it's just like, because of that. Like I remember one time, And especially when it comes to popular kids, like popular kids would like. I was never bullied. One thing I would have to say, I was never bullied. But what would happen would be, every sometimes you'll have those popular kids that would like just pick on you just because. Like, if you are a former quiet kid, you would know. Like, you would get those comments like, "Why are you so quiet?" or "Why don't you talk?" And they just kind of harass you and harass you and harass you. And my choices, because of that, I was like, making friends with people is like playing a game. It's like going on a dating app and finding your interests. Because, mind you, people, we've learned that if to make friends, we gotta have similar interests. But it's deeper than that. To make friends is literally takes no type of effort, because you could just anyone could be your friend nowadays. It takes effort to make and have a good friend, and also to be a good friend. So this went on when I was in high school, and I remembered how bad like my social anxiety was in high school. Like, literally didn't join any type of clubs. If I joined clubs, I literally would just quit the next week. And because of that, I literally stopped doing anything social related. Um and when you really go to high school, you really see that really you're like in the deep ocean. Like, you're around a lot of people, and you're literally just isolated. And it's really also harder to make friends because people always have their own clique. Like, they always have their own friend groups, their own interests. And I've learned even in high school that like people be making friends with people based on looks. Cause I would be like, why doesn't anyone come up to me? Why doesn't nobody come up to me to be my friend? Why does? Cause there'll be somebody that'll be quiet just like me, and yet people approach them way more than me. And I remember one time I was like in 12th grade, and I was in my economics class, and I remember how my social anxiety at the time was really bad. But it got bad because I don't know if anyone who has dealt with social anxiety, or anyone who was a quiet kid, you ever go in a classroom and just be like, everybody know each other, like everyone talking to each other, and like you're just that one person that don't talk to nobody. Like, you don't talk to nobody, you don't know these people. And at the time I was new to this school, so like I literally didn't know nobody. By the way, I've been to three high schools my whole high school life, so that was a little challenging. But because of that, I think one of the reasons why I became quiet was because it was difficult. I my social anxiety became really bad was because I never included myself in these people's spaces, like never included myself in anything. Always isolated myself. And I don't think people realize how bad social anxiety is. Like, people don't realize how huge it is. Like, it literally kind of messes up pretty much your whole like time. Like, it messes up your whole life. And of course, now that I am older, um, my social anxiety is kind of bad, but I'm able to still go in public places. Like, I like going in public places by myself. I don't know what it is, but I just like to go out by myself and just be able to enjoy the life outside. But I think one of the reasons why I don't make friends, or why I feel like it's annoying to make friends, is that people are so judgmental. Like, people are very judgmental when it comes to your type of interests, the things that you do, like the hobbies. And it's like, people just, the thing about people is like, people will be friends with somebody, and they'll make this person their whole personality. And I feel like that's the problem I see in relationships. Like, people like don't have a hobby, people don't have a life, or they don't know how what it is to be an independent person, because they're always around their friends. And I was never the type of person to always be around somebody. Like I'm not the type of person to be doing all that. Then I go back to what I said. Like the reason why it's harder to make friends too is that people just be pick like the people pick on people be friends with people that they think is attractive. Like I don't know if it's just me, but I've seen friend groups where like everybody in the friend group is like attractive. Everybody is like attractive, and I'm just like, not saying I can't be bad, but it's like friend groups like that bother me because it's just like nobody is being themselves. Like nobody is like their own person. Like they're all just alike in a way. Like they all do the same things. There's nothing to it. Most of those people in those friend groups don't really even like each other. And I go to my next point about I don't want to be friends with people who are all about drama. Like that's one thing I've never was like in high school. Like I was never into people who were just into drama. Like I'm just like why you're just friends with somebody just because they spilling the tea. And I think I've noticed about that is that people who build their whole relationship through drama tend to be the most um untrustworthy person ever. Like people who always gossiping because I know that some people like I've heard people literally gossip and say bad things about their friend. And I'm just like, how is this person your friend if you're always gossiping about them? How is that the case? Like how is somebody your friend and you're always saying something about them? And it's like that's something that I don't like. Is like I do not like people who just spill tea. This is spill tea. Then I get to my next point about the reason why it's hard to make friends as well is conversation starters. Knowing how to start a conversation is very difficult, especially when you're in a new place and a new time period. Like it's not easy to make friends when you don't know what to say. Like, and I've noticed that I feel like when you are like in a places where people talk when you're at work, you feel like an outcast because it's like you be like, why? How do these people know how to talk to each other? Like, how do these people speak to each other? It's like, how does people do that? And I think, of course, now I'm not like that annoyed of that, but it used to be very it used to be a very big issue when I was in high school. Like I remember like I never used to dress up. Like I know people used to dress up for high school and dress up to go to school, and I wasn't one of those people. Like I literally would just throw on clothes, do my skincare routine, do my brush my teeth, shower, do my hair, and that's pretty much it. Like I never used to put any thought into my clothes than I used to do now, where I'm like more like open to try and do new things. But before, I was never into like trying on new clothes. Like I used to be one of the things reason why I never used to do that was one I felt like it's school. Like why would I want to wear makeup and dress really nice? Why would I want to wear my going out clothes to school? And two, I'm just like, there's no purpose of me doing this because one, I didn't want attention. I didn't want the attention on me from wearing like nice clothes, and I feel like it wasn't worth it because I didn't have friends. So there's no purpose of me going out to wear like going to school to wear good clothes. Like I'm like I never like put any thought into that. And the only thing I used to focus on was in school was like literally my schoolwork. Like literally my schoolwork. Um and that's like pretty much it for this video. I will have a part two for why don't I make friends, and I'll also talk more in depth about trauma and mental health from being in like school and how like that affected me as a person and how like I grew from that. Um and that's all I'm gonna say for today. So thank you for watching this video, and if you want any more story times on my life, please comment down below, and also any K-pop um topics we should talk about or anything really that I should talk about, comment down below. And have a good day. Thank you, YouTube.